Hey, hey! Welcome to another episode. You can be unstoppable. I am so happy that you're here. And I'm doing a different format here, so you can also see me for the people who are going to watch me on the YouTube. Or if you just choose to listen to me, that's fine as well. So today's topic that I want to talk about is how to feel better in 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be complicated, but sometimes we make it so. And so many of us just don't feel well. We engage in so many activities that drain our energy. Our minds are not designed to cope and function in a modern society where we are exposed to so many different things that pull our attention. Fight for our attention is a very fast-paced modern environment, and our minds are just not coping. They are overwhelmed. We are anxious, we are tired, and we don't know how to deal with it. And the way most of us have been brought up, we haven't been taught how to deal with. We were conditioned and we were taught to work hard, to slave away pretty much, because so many of us believe that we need to work and work and work out and hard and sacrifice our happiness, our free time in order to be successful, which is a total BS because all of it comes from inside. The external environment is a reflection of what's going on inside of us. So we are mentally drained, we are exhausted, we are overwhelmed, and it doesn't have to be this way. You have the choice to do something about it. So I want you to, or I invite you to write two lists. So take a bit of time and really think carefully what drains your energy and what gives you energy. So the things that may drain your energy are things like scrolling social media, actually engaging in social media right before you go to bed. So your brain is overstimulated and then it's hard to fall asleep. Cut out the screen time at least an hour or two before. So then what may give you energy? Meditate, go into silence, or just be, have quality time with your loved ones, go for a walk, read a book. Maybe you want to, prepare a meal for the next day. Be very intentional and take time to identify all the activities that drain your energy. Working too much, working late, or working overtime, pushing too hard. Those are the things that may drain your energy. Things like nature, exercise, drinking plenty of water, drinking less coffee. Those are the kind of things that I want you to look into. And trust me, they make a huge difference. And I recently spoke to someone who's struggling with quite a high level of anxiety. And this person noticed that actually drinking coffee heightened their anxiety. And if they had more than one, they literally went into a panic attack. So what we put into our bodies and our minds, and that in terms of food, alcohol, lack of water, the information that we consume, social media are so crucial into how we are feeling because how we think, what we absorb, affects how we feel, and that then leads into our action. So it's so, so important. So that's something I really want to invite you to look into. But the one tip, the 5-minute tip to feel better is brain dump. Put your thoughts on a piece of paper. And ideally, I want you to do it either first thing in the morning or first thing, maybe off. Because there is something powerful about pouring our thoughts on a piece of paper. So no laptops, iPads, phones, anything like that. There's something beautiful about actually writing your thoughts. And make sure that you're consistent at doing this, because turning your thoughts in your mind just makes them bigger and bigger. And once we have one negative thought, there is another, and then it's a spiral down into rabbit hole, taking you into places you don't want to be, because all those negative worry and anxiety fueled thoughts will affect how you feel. So turning them into your hearts over and over and over, and then you go into overthinking. I know you, I know that you know what I'm talking about. So put them on a piece of paper, just pour them out. Has a huge, huge impact on your overall mental health. You will feel less stressed, less anxious. You will have more personal power, that inner power and capacity to deal with modern stresses if you consistent at doing this. So it's not going to work if you just do it once and then nothing, or once a week. You have to be consistent. Make it a habit. And when you do it, don't judge, don't overthink, don't filter, just pour those thoughts, because they are better on a piece of paper than in your head, affecting you. And if you want, you can also make a ritual. You can burn that piece of paper and set an intention that as you burning the paper, you releasing those thoughts into the ether so that they no longer affect you. So just allow those thoughts to flow out of you. It will take you some practice. Some people find this slightly difficult to start with. So did I. It took me a bit of a practice to feel comfortable writing those words. There's something beautiful when you write, and quite often when you write them, it's like, oh, this is just nonsense. It loses power over us. And for those of you who want a bit more structure, something that Dr. Chatterjee suggests is to put 5 stages. So you can put something like, put one thing that makes you anxious and you don't want it in your life. And then to, what is the practical thing that you can do to lessen that anxiety in your life? What you can do to prepare or defer those thoughts that are making you feel anxious. You can put one reason why this is going to be an amazing day. You can set an intention. Um, you can put what is the upside, the benefit of that situation, because there is always one. It is a beauty, a skill in seeing positive benefit in every situation happens to us. So let's say you're struggling financially and your car broke down, and let's say it was £100. Rather than like, oh my God, I don't have the money. How will I make this payment? You can say, actually, I feel so grateful that it's only £100. It could have been 1,000 or two, could have been worse. Something more could have broken, got broken down, something more needed repair. So it's always about seeing the positive in everything that happens. There's always a lesson in everything that happens. And something that I still work, and it's the concept that I heard from my mentor, Jim Fortin, is that we are where our attention is. So if we're constantly looking into what makes us anxious and turning those anxious thoughts, well, guess what? You're going to feel the anxiety in your body. Your body will store the anxiety, because everything that we think and feel has a chemical reaction in our body and is stored if we don't release it, if we don't let go. And that's a skill that we can practice. So to make it easier for yourself, to use this 5 minutes to make yourself feel better, make it a habit because I hate to break it to you, but everything that we do, everything that we think and feel, the way we act and behave is a habit because we engage in it time and time again, over and over, sometimes for years or decades. So if you want to introduce a new thing into your life, you need to make it a habit to make it easier on yourself. So make sure that you do it at the same time every day. Attach that to some other activity. Maybe every time in the morning when you wake up, and as soon as you make yourself a cup of tea, you sit down for 5 minutes and do your 5 minutes okay, or in the evening. Or as soon as you had a shower, that's what you do. Put a notebook and a pen on your bedside table to remind you. Put notes around the house. Or put a note next to a kettle that says, as soon as you make a tea, go and do your journal. Or if you get to work on a train, on a bus, you can have the notepad and a pen in your bag and you can journal on a train. So make it easy on yourself, not harder. And so many of us makes things harder rather than easier. And if you are struggling with any habits in your life, whether that's a thought habit that's those anxious thoughts or overthinking, being overwhelmed, and is affecting how you show up in your life, in your relationships, your business, and it's just really affecting you at so many different levels, get in touch. We can hop on a call and discuss how hypno coaching can help you to shift those patterns for you so that you can step into that unstoppable and extraordinary life that so many of us crave. So I'm sure that was really helpful. I hope that was really helpful. And I see you next week.